Well, good afternoon to those all around the world, in particular in India, but we've got many countries that we're broadcasting to. This is Norman Kochenek in a rather darkened situation today, but we'll be able to work with it. This is Norman Kochenek for Extra Time on a great platform. This is now our, let me have a look here. This is our, I think it's our 15th, is it our 15th game, guys? I think it's our 15th game. I stand corrected. And we have had a number of matches already. We've had a fantastic series. Now we have a double header. Yet again, we have a double header with the likes of Punjab Kings and Sunrisers Hyderabad starting off with the first match in about an hour's time. We have three very distinguished guests. First and foremost, we have SRH, who was a former Bengali cricketer, correct? Was it Bengali?
Yeah,
Bengali
exactly.
And now coaching the Bengali cricket.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Exactly.
Nice to have you here, SRH.
Yeah,
we have
same
VJ. My pleasure to have you here. Now, VJ, the best-looking man north of 60 in the world, I think. This is my way of saying it. Brilliant to have you here, as always, VJ. And your fantastic authoring of books goes without question. And then Naresh, who is kind of the rock star with the long hair. There's a bit of Ian Botham going on. There's a bit of Imran Khan. There's a whole lot of things going on there. And he represents the Bharat Army. Of course, the Bharat Army is the most significant army of all sorts in terms of fans of cricket. And we're very fortunate to have him representing that group. Bharat Army are a force to be reckoned with. They are everywhere around the world. So
thanks, Norman, for having me. Yeah,
my pleasure. No, we must remember that I've just come from a Zapparelli's, one of the best Italian restaurants in Sydney, and because it was too noisy, Jabash has banned me from the place. So I have to go into another place. My food was waiting for me. I'm going to starve for the next hour, guys. So if I seem desperately hungry, you must apologise for me. I must apologise for myself. Now, with a double header, of course, I actually like double headers. Do you guys like double headers? VJ, do you like a double header day? Do you think it's a better format?
I don't mind, but once in a while. I mean, you can't have, earlier we would have 4 double headers, 2 double headers, Saturday, Sunday, but this is once a week is okay.
The only benefit of having double headers is it's very difficult for fans to be up every single day watching a match. Sometimes in a little break of a few days, and double headers provide that for us. But I don't know about you guys, but I think we've got a settled top 3. Maybe not top 4, but a settled top 3 emerging with Delhi Capitals, Mumbai Indians, and RCB. Those 3, as I said earlier, my crystal ball's not with me today, but I have a lovely sanitizer bottle. That will be very, very much my crystal ball for today. That is telling me very clearly that Delhi Capitals, haven't I been, Naresh and VJ, you know me very well. I've been saying since day one, what team have I been saying?
Delhi, you support Delhi. Yes, you support Delhi.
I don't support Delhi. I believe they're going to win. KKR is my real team, but Delhi Capitals is proving a magnificent game yesterday. Very low score they were having to deal with, and they did it very well. When you consider the blokes like Trent Bolt and Bumrah, they're the best death bowlers, but they were actually forced to come early. In fact, we had the bowling of Pollard for the last over, which was a bit of a fragility of the Mumbai Indians for the very first time. Their middle order looked fragile. Their bowling was somewhat fragile, and Delhi were able to overcome them. And I think that was a particularly good effort. But today, Punjab Kings, and they need to win today. They definitely need to win today. And Sunrise Hyderabad, oh my gosh, do they need to win today? Really, I think the loser of this game, the first game we're experiencing, will probably be destined for the lower position to the competition for the rest of the tournament. I can't see them coming back from this. VJ, what's your thoughts about today's match?
See, we began the show, if you remember, the first time I backed Hyderabad and I backed KKR. But if you see the way things stand today, even Punjab and Hyderabad are at the bottom of the table. So, which means my reading of these two teams was absolutely off the mark. I did not understand that they had a few shortcomings, but I would still back Hyderabad because they have the bowlers and they have a couple of batsmen who can deliver. Depends, but then by the same yardstick, even Punjab is strong. I mean, look at the top three batsmen they have. They are as good as any top three batsmen of any team in this league. So tonight, I think Punjab has an upper hand.
I would agree. There's a lot of discussion about Sunrise Hyderabad and also KKR's some aspects of their management. Now, SRH, I actually talked a bit about this already regarding you have the social media platforms of all of the teams. Magnificent, very positive, very upbeat, coaches rallying, cakes for the captains, cakes for those that are, birthdays. But if you want to really see the true reflection of the teams, where do you look? You look at the dugouts. The dugouts tell you everything.
Absolutely.
You see,
Absolutely.
you see the likes of David Warner by himself, and then to the right, far away, having this quiet private chat, is both the likes of Williamson and Bairstow. Not a good look. Not a good look. RCB, magnificent eye contact between Kohli and De Villiers. Kohli and Dan Christian, who's the silent whisperer of the team. And they have this synergy that you can see in the dugout. And that tells me the true reflection of the teams. That's where be very wary of the cameras on the dugouts. You get a good indication of how the teams are really faring.
Absolutely.
So what's your thoughts on today's match?
Regarding the KKR and the Chennai? Yeah,
Well, that's
first
the
thing
second
that...
match.
Yeah, the first game between Punjab and, of course, Hyderabad, both the teams haven't played that great cricket. But yet, I would say Punjab has looked a better side because the way KL and Mayank batted the other day, that was a very, very ominous sign for them. It's a very, very optimistic and very encouraging sign. But at the same time, Chris Gayle at number 3, of course, Chris Gayle probably one of the most important showstopper in the all editions of IPL. But at the same time, you have to respect Chris Gayle's his age and his reflex. And I'm sure Vijay sir would agree with me that with the age and all, Chris Gayle definitely lost a bit of, zip and the reflex that we are known for, because some of the balls are hurried onto him, which he used to pull easily over mid-wicket or even long on. But this time around, we can see he's a bit late. He's late to get off the mark. That's probably a bit of concern for Punjab. So in that regard, I would like to push Deepak Hooda, likes of Shah Rukh Khan, little up the order, because they have batted really well. Whatever opportunity they have been given so far in this competition, and they have done well, particularly Hooda and Shah Rukh Khan. So I'd like to see them bat up the order. And on the other hand, of course, Sunrisers having a very, very disappointing start. But at the end, normally in this tournament, they're mainly depends on their top order, Warner and Bairstow. Warner has not been in great form in this tournament so far, but he's such a great player who can easily switch over and shift gear. But I'm a little concerned with Manish Pandey's form. Though he's getting runs, but the strike rate that he's maintaining is not good, while even in the chasing as well, even when they're batting first. So that's a very concerning area. And one thing that earlier we used to know, Sunrisers Hyderabad was a very formidable bowling attack. No matter whatever target they used to put, they have been able to defend it very, very confidently. But somehow, other than Rashid, even Bhuvneshwar is getting a hit for a few runs. And other than that, the rest of the bowlers, Sandeep Sharma, who is someone who is known for his early strikes, but he's not been able to do that. He's been dropped virtually from the side. Khalil Ahmed is there, but I don't know what happened to him. And Nadeem also dropped after the first game. So their team is not been settling, and because of so many consecutive losses, they've not been able to get the best 11. But the tournament is progressing very fast, so this is a high time for them to get their 11 right. Very
well said. You have got so much knowledge. You have a You have a yellow glow above your head. That's a sign of intelligence. That yellow glow.
Thanks so much.
Do you
Thanks
see
so much,
that?
Norman. Actually, I took so much of time to discuss about the first match. We didn't even have the time to discuss the second match we are talking about.
No, but I think that yellow glow behind you is significant. It's almost godlike, I must say. Maybe it's the Bengali thing. All right. Naresh, I want your take on the first match between Punjab Kings and Sunrise Hyderabad. What's your take?
I completely agree with Suresh. He's on getting the right 11. They're going to play Chennai afternoon game. The pitch is completely different when you play an evening game. We saw RCB against KKR get 200. It looked easier to bat on. I think the combination, especially the spinners, would play an important role. Punjab has not yet played Ravi Bishnoi, reasons known best to them. He was one of the best stars, young stars for India from the Indian side in the last IPL. So they need to look at Ravi Bishnoi and Murugan Ashwin coming back. And I agree, probably Chris Gale should be given rest. If not, Puran is also out of form. He's not scoring. They have David Malan on the bench, probably one of the best T20 left-handers. They need to get him in the middle order. So it's going to be very important. Fabian Allen is there. I think Meredith and Richardson together may not work on these tracks.
Absolutely.
They need to look at playing, and they have Chris Jordan also on the. So I think they have a good bench strength. They need to start working on it now because they are behind now. As Vijay sir said, they are now at the one of the bottom teams on the table. So they need to get the right combination. As far as Hyderabad, if Williamson is fit, he needs to walk into the side. Last game we saw a bit of a panic with 4 changes. Dropping Jason Holder was a mystery. Holder needs to also be in the side. He's probably one of the best all-rounders, though he has proven that in Test cricket. But I think even in T20s he can do well. He did that in the last season, though he played only half the season. They need that stability in the middle order. Otherwise, what happens, as Suresh said, Manish Pandey coming at 3 and not stepping up with the strike rate, your rest of the inexperienced middle order is getting exposed. Though Vijay Shankar did try his best, but doesn't seem that it would be possible. Williamson and Holder have proved that in the last edition.
Absolutely.
On finishing those games. So some hard calls. Who are going to be the 4 overseas? That's going to be very
Naresh,
tough.
I would like to add here. Even Priyam Garg, who has done well for Hyderabad in the last edition, he can also have a look in. And as far as, to be very honest, one thing I would like to add is like regarding the fast bowlers that you are talking about, Jai Richardson and Meditate. I think Indian fast bowlers at this moment, they have got a very huge pool of fast bowlers we have in India. The likes of Ishan Porel and everyone waiting on the wings. So it's no point of dropping. You have to say there's nothing mandatory rule that you have to play those 4 foreigners.
Correct.
Even you have 3 foreigners, you can have 8 good Indians. That what Mumbai does the other day. Even because the Indian pool is so strong. Because at the same time, you have to understand right now the Indian team is doing so well all over the world. I mean, you can have almost two parallel Indian team at the same time. So you can understand the kind of talent we have. So there's no point of having 8 Indians rather than 7.
Yeah, and in Chennai, it's the conditions which are going to influence. It's very important on playing the best possible 11 for those conditions.
Absolutely right.
Look, when I hear Naresh talk, for example, and SRH, I forget, Naresh, that you're from the Bharat Army. You're like a senior journalist, a senior pro. Very impressive.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Maybe it's the hair. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the hair. I'm not sure. Now,
no, it's been more than 30 years. I'm closely following the game. I have played a little bit competitive cricket in Mumbai. So, yeah.
Ah, really? Were you a fast bowler?
No, I was an off spinner.
You don't look like an off spinner to me. You look like you came off the back fence to me. I think your foot was on the back fence at some stage, no?
No.
Not many off spinners have moustaches and long hair. That's a fast bowler look.
No, that's thanks to COVID. The lockdown look this is. Never had this before.
I'm just going to remind you guys, I'm hungry. So if I get angry, you'll know. Yes, Vijay. You're on mute, Vijay. You're on mute. You're on mute. That's it.
I'm saying Naresh has a Jason Gillespie look.
Yeah,
exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. How could you be an off-spin? You're not an off-spin bowler. I can't believe it. Anyway, all right. So we've got a comment here. I can't read that. Can someone read that? Can you read that, Naresh?
Yeah, it's for me only. Superb analysis. Thank you very much, Nitish.
That must have been. Was that your cousin that sent that message in, or your?
He's known to me though. Yeah, he's a friend of mine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I know that trick. I know that trick. You get your brother and your cousin just how magnificent you are, and then it gets no. All right, now let's be honest. The loser of this match between Punjab Kings and Sunrise Hyderabad, are they gone for the season? What's your thoughts? Do I have a universal yes?
To start, can I start?
Yeah.
I don't think it's the end of the road because we know with IPL it's been a roller coaster ride for most of the team other than Mumbai. So there have been lots of ups and downs. But of course, whoever will lose, they will definitely go right in the bottom. But it's not that the end of the road for them because there is always hope because the tournament format is so long and so marathon. Once you start, the problem is once you start losing consecutive games, suddenly you find yourself absolutely in the bottom of the table. On the other hand, when you start winning some consecutive games like 2, 3, or maybe 4 in a row, suddenly you find yourself in a better position. The tournament format is like that. So it's very difficult to say whoever will lose will out of the tournament straight away.
I'm trying to put you in a corner, you see. I'm trying to make you say something, and then a month later we'll replay it when you're wrong. That's the idea. No. Now, VJ,
diplomatically, I am a very diplomat person.
Good. VJ, what's your thoughts?
No, it's the tournament is still it's in early stages, so I will not rule out any team. You never know. The format is such. You keep winning all your remaining games, and you find SRH and Punjab in the knockout. So I will not rule them out yet. Maybe another couple of games, and let us see. A lot will depend, Saurashish, on what kind of combination they strike today. For both the teams, the playing 11 is going to be very, very crucial.
Absolutely,
and this is where the
sir,
two coaches.
Even if you see, sir, in the tournament history, if you just go back to the history of the tournament, it's all that. Even the Delhi earlier used to struggle because they took a lot of time to find their right 11. At the fag end of the 11, if you find your right 11, it's been too late. So as early you can get your 11 right, that will help you to progress in the tournament.
There is some discussion around Mayank is going to open the batting with Gale. That's intriguing. And there's also a discussion that they're witnessing Moses Enriques is doing a lot of warm-up bowling, which implies potentially he could be playing today, which I think is a very good move. Because I think he's the right stuff to actually bolster the side, in my opinion. But yeah, it's all about
Norman. To add a bit of salt to the wound, my wife has just given me some ice creams, so I hope you liked it actually.
What?
Yeah, since you're hungry, I think this is the best possible thing to show you.
I'll tell you what. If you take a bite of that ice cream, I'm going to hit the delete button very quickly. I was about to have a huge spaghetti meal in a lovely restaurant, which I thought was quiet. And the boss said, no, too much noise. I was shocked. I was in deep shock. So, okay, do you have one bite of that ice cream and I see you're in big trouble.
All right. I will have it after round then.
You hold back.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, but I don't want to move on to KKR and the game of KKR until we get through a bit more about Punjab Kings and Sunrise Hyderabad. Sunrise Hyderabad of 0-3. Williamson has to come into the side. Would you agree? He's overdue. They must find a way of having him in the side.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I would say Jason Holder as well. But how are they going to do that? What will be the 4 non-Indian players for SRH? Vijay, what do you think?
The what? Non-Indian? I think I expect Kane Williamson to come in. Yeah, because you'll have to have Rashid Khan. You can't play without Rashid Khan. Maybe Bairstow, yes. And Kane Williamson. And if you can find 8 Indian players to back these 3, why not?
Sir, there is David Warner, the captain as well. You have to don't forget.
He is there. He will have to play. I mean, that goes without
Yeah.
saying. So I'm saying
Yeah.
among these three, if you wish,
Yeah.
you can leave out one and bring in. You go in with 8 Indian players.
But sir, at the moment, the way the batting is struggling, you have to accommodate Kane Williamson somewhere in the middle because he will give you that stability which they're absolutely desperately looking for.
If he's fit, now he
Yeah,
has to be.
exactly,
He's fit,
exactly.
he's
That's
fit.
the main concern.
He's
Are you
fit.
sure, Norman, that he's fit? He's available for
The
selection
word
today?
is he could have played the previous match, but
Okay.
he decided one more match. So
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
put it
yeah.
this way, he has to play. Even if
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
85-90% fit, he has to play. It's time.
You
So
know,
what are we
Norman.
suggesting? Warner, Williamson, and Holder, and who would be if they may play 8 domestics?
Rashid Khan.
If- of course. So that's your 4. That's your
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
And that's a wise 4, I believe. That would be a
Yeah.
wise 4 to have. Naresh, what do you think?
No, Besto is the best when he opens. And that's what he did against Mumbai. And after his and David Warner's wicket, SRH collapsed. That's the reason they need Williamson in the middle. But it's going to be very tricky to leave Besto out at this point of time for this game today because in Chennai, he has done well as an opener. They'll have to see going ahead. But a very thought I had was, as Vijay sir was also saying, that though one team who loses today, the chances are still there because that's how the league is and how long it is. But if SRH loses, is David Warner ready to do a Dinesh Karthik and hand over to Williamson? That is going to be very interesting if that happens.
Oh, that would be a big. Well, as I said, the dugout.
But
the last
Naresh,
match.
let me tell you one thing. Because see, Dinesh Karthik haven't done that well as a captain for KKR. That's the reason it's very easy for him to hand over the medal to someone who has been a world champion or something like that. But in case of David Warner, he is one of the main success story of this Hyderabad team. So maybe he's having a lean run or his captaincy has been not working, but he's one of the mainstay of this team to take that team into this position. So I don't think this transition could happen so easily.
All right. So, what is your 4? Who are the 4 players? You said 3, but it's going to be 4. I'm pretty sure that we're playing for SRH, the non-Indians. It'll have to be 4. I can't see them playing with 3. I really can't. If we've mentioned Warner, Williamson, and perhaps Holder, that's 3. And Rashid Khan, you can't have only 3 out of that. You can't drop Rashid Khan. He's extremely important.
No, you cannot drop Rashid Khan because he is a wicket taker and
Yes.
he is one bowler. I have not come across any bowler in this league who can bowl at any stage of the tournament. He is the only one, and he has a tremendous confidence. I mean, you look at how he studies the batsman. It's not that he just comes and bowls. He studies the batsman so well. And the best thing, like I said, the captain can go to him at any point of the game. So it is a great asset to have Rashid Khan in the team.
We've got some breaking news, guys. Fabian Allen and Moses Enriques have received their caps, so they're playing. Fabian Allen and Moses Enriques. And also, Kedar Yadav has also received his cap.
Yeah.
So their significant decision-making processes there. I think that so we're going to see a massive change in the Punjab Kings outfit.
Yeah.
Quite substantial change. And I think it looks though they're also saying that Gale will sit out. Likely that Gale will sit out. But what will SRH do? Will they be equally as dramatic? They made 4 changes last match, and they're horrible. Can they afford to make another 4 today? They're going to have to, aren't they? It's an interesting match. We're going to see a lot of relatively new combinations going on.
See, what happened, Norman, when you lose, it's very easy to chop and change with your team. But it's not the right solution, I always believe. Because as a player, as a team, you need to give confidence to your players. No matter when you lose a game, and straight away, if you have so many changes, then no one will no one will get the confidence. It's always there is a tension. There is a there is always a possibility that there's someone who's failing in one game, he might be changing the next game. So in that process, no one will express themselves freely. So you have to give your players confidence, and you have, as a coach also, you have to earn your team's respect. Because if you are stand by your team, then only you can get a respect from your team. It's a vice versa thing. So you have to build that relationship between the team to get your team moving together.
Absolutely. But I'm going to tell you, from observing the BBL in Australia this year, Mozambique is a standout. They need once he takes the spot in this team, he'll be in there on a regular basis. I think he is significant. And the likes of Meredith and Richardson, they're not cutting it. They're making some quite severe mistakes. They're very raw, inexperienced in India. I can't understand putting one of them, let alone two of them, in the side. So Mozambique, I applaud that. Common sense decision. And Fabian Allen, I believe, also is a common sense decision. Some good moves. Impressive.
Yeah.
And Kane
Hendricks
also.
And Hendricks has been a captain of a team for Big Blast. He did make a comment when he landed in India that he would be assisting KL Rahul. So he's going to be a critical decision maker on the field also.
Absolutely.
Especially from the bowling department, in particular from the bowling department. You know what? I'm very strongly backing Punjab Kings now. I really like what they're doing. They're very forceful in their approach. They're very proactive, and they're very hungry. Sunrise Hyderabad, insurmountable problems there. I've got no idea what they're going to do with the side. It's a dog's breakfast. Let's be honest. And I should have mentioned food, should I? Oh my God. Anyway, all right. Vijay, you look concerned. Are you concerned for SRH or not?
Concern for my side?
No, not your side. SRH.
Yes, I am, because to tell you the truth, looking at the team which they've had, I thought they definitely had the ammunition to last the distance and make a honest and a realistic attempt at the title. When you have a batsman like Warner, what better opener can you imagine? And then somewhere along the line, they've not, like Naresh pointed out, and so Rashish, they've not been able to do justice to the playing 11, and which is very, very crucial. And that's what we thought, today, this afternoon, if they can get the playing 11 right, they should be able to put it across the opponents.
Exactly. The fact is that they need to sort out the situation with their coaching as well. Too many cooks spoil the broth. They've got obviously Bayliss, they've got Moody, they've got Luxman, they've got another couple of people there. They've got too many decision makers, and I'm sensing there's a certain New South Wales WA contingency with Bayliss being New South Wales and Moody being WA that doesn't sit well. Okay. Naresh, can you read that, please? You've got better eyesight than me. What does...
He's suggesting the best four for SRH to start with, that Warner should not be replaced now. Warner, Besto, Williamson and Rashid should be the four overseas.
I think they need some bowling strength, don't you? That's maybe their issue, but if they need their strength in their batting, they should put all three in. I guess that's a fair point. Katie Yadav, what's his story? Tell me about him. Why was he selected? Give me the reasoning for his selection.
Oh, he's a wonderful player. He's been phenomenal when he made his debut for one day, and then he's been absolutely brilliant while chasing runs with MS Dhoni. He's been superb in the IPL for Maharashtra. He's been brilliant for Delhi. He's my contemporary. So we play a lot of cricket together. In fact, in virtually, he's my 200th first-class wicket. He's my 200th, so I got a very quite good history with Kedar. And he's a wonderful player. Particularly in white ball cricket, he's absolutely a phenomenal cricketer. If he just do justice to the reputation that he has got, he will add great value to this side.
So if he's such a great player, why hasn't he been selected earlier then? Is my question.
He has got some injury issues as well. Then he's been good for India as well. Then he pulled his hamstring while playing for Chennai. Then he also played last year, but they left him. So, but it's a good buy for, I believe, for Punjab. And of course, they took a bit of time to, blood him in. But now he got his opportunity. I'm sure he's someone who's not the opportunity to let go, because he's such a stocky and such a determined guy. I'm sure he will come make this opportunity count.
Yeah, and Norman, there was debate. There was debate last game of why he didn't come in the last game itself when there were 4 changes. His experience of playing in Chennai, because he's played for Chennai Super Kings.
Yeah.
This pitch will suit him. He bowls that off spin, a unique style, a sidearm off spin. So he'll be very handy with the ball too, and a middle order batsman.
Absolutely right.
Okay, breaking news. Punjab Kings have won the toss and have opted to bat.
Bat first, yeah.
Perfect decision.
So everything's going Punjab Kings' way at the moment, I think. That's a distinctive win. So with Punjab Kings having elected to bat, the pressure's on. Now, Rahul has actually just spoken. He said, I think it's pretty obvious everyone's batting first. Riley, Jai and Jalal miss out, so they're getting the 2 Australian bowlers are out. Thank gosh. They've been performing badly. Fabian Moses is in and M. Ashwin is also in. We know who our core group is. There will be 1 or 2 changes according to conditions. The players have been given their roles. The more games we play, the better we'll get. There are youngsters and we need to give them some time to get used to the pressure of the IPL. Here. They have taken out both Riley Meredith and Jai Richardson. I'm glad. And Mozambique, this is a much better side. A much better side.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with their side now. And I think Rahul said it all. Got to give some youngsters a go, but the ones that are playing well, not those that are not playing well. Punjab must be ruining paying all that money for Meredith and Richardson now, I tell you. Maybe for future seasons, but this season, they've been ordinary. In terms of Warner's also made his conversation. I'm not about me keeping the positivity up. Everyone in this franchise is always positive. When someone says that, they're covering a negativity, aren't they? If you're having to tell people they're positive, there's something strange. There are little things. My run out, for example. Okay. Kane is coming in for Mujib. So Kane Williamson is in for Mujib. Samad has a hamstring injury and Kedar replaces him. Manish misses out as well. So Manish Pandey is missing out. Correct? We've got Kane Williamson in and also Samad with a hamstring, which is a bit of a loss because he's batting well. So that's quite a change, isn't it? What's your take on that team, Vijay, with Williamson in for, obviously, saying for Mujib, but also Manish is also out?
I think Williamson, the presence of Williamson will matter a lot because the very fact that he can guide the innings and also his inputs on the field when you're fielding. He's captain of a national team. So apart from his bowling, his cricketing wisdom will help SRH a lot today, and I'm sure they will learn from it.
So effectively, Jason Holder hasn't been recalled. He's not back in. It's still Rashid Khan and the 3 batters, as in Bairstow, Warner, and Williamson. Okay, does it change your thoughts about who will win this match? Is it going to be any different? Naresh?
No, I think Punjab would start favourites, though SRH has the experience of the conditions. But Williamson will be very critical right away in this game. Now that they're going to chase, how they pace the chase, knowing that Bairstow and Warner would definitely have an aggressive start. But Williamson, how he balances that middle order to chase. And most important is how can they restrict Punjab to a low total, because RCB got 200 when they batted in the afternoon, the first game. Though they lost 2 wickets in the first 2 overs. So that's going to be very interesting to see how SRH approach and restrict Punjab batting.
It's a tall order, isn't it? It's a very tall order.
Yeah.
Watch Moses Enrique's batting performance today. He will excel. He's a gun upper order batsman, really. Not even middle order, upper order. He's been playing. In fact, New South Wales missed him in the state match, which they lost to Queensland, the Sheffield Shield. All right, so we'll quickly go around and get your winners. We'll move on to the second game. Naresh, who's going to win?
I'll go with Punjab because, with Manish Pandey's injury, they've gotten Siddharth Kaul, a bowler. Though Kedar comes in, definitely their experience. Kedar and Williamson experience would really make a huge difference. But I would still go with Punjab for this game.
Yeah, I don't think it's sufficient. Yeah, okay. Vijay, what's your thoughts?
We've already discussed. I think we have
But
backed Punjab.
That was before the teams were announced.
Yes. Even now, I'll go by Punjab because they are looking formidable on paper as even as the first ball is bowled. So I expect Punjab to make a mark.
Okay. Where are they going to bat Williamson? Number 4 or lower?
Should be 4.
Four.
Should be 4. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Ashish, do you also maintain Punjab Kings as being your team?
Yeah. I'm absolutely agree with Naresh and Vijay sir. Because first of all, the in a Chennai wicket, when you won the toss and bat first, that's a huge advantage. Because the wicket we have seen is always deteriorates as the game progress. So, and they have got a very formidable batting lineup. So if they put up a good score on the board, they will really have their job cut out, Sunrisers, when they come to bat in the second.
I'm going to have to go with my new version of a crystal ball. It's also a Dettol, which actually was a sponsor of a tournament. My Dettol jar is telling me I'm going to have clean hands for one, but also Punjab Kings are going to win. So that's 4 Punjab King victories we're predicting. You know what happens when we all pick the same team? You know what happens? The opposite sometimes happens. Well, let's all right.
Let the opposite happen, but which means the other team would have played extremely well to beat Punjab.
Yeah.
They will have to be at their best.
I've got a feeling at the bottom of this Dettol jar. Hang on, I'll have a look. It's telling me there could be an upset. Can't you see? See how the liquid is different coloured there? That tells me. Yes, sir. There's a little sun there too. All right. Yeah, go ahead, Vijay.
Norman, you revise. You revise. You back Hyderabad. All 3 will back Punjab. You have the freedom. You have the freedom.
Okay. Delhi Capitals.
That is June. I think what June 30th.
30th May. Yeah.
You know what?
And by the time, sir, hope the situation also improves in India.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I hear they're playing the final in Sydney. They're all flying out here.
Oh, great! Fantastic.
Be good. All right, now I actually interviewed a married couple in Sydney about who would win the actual overall IPL. The husband said Delhi Capitals, and the wife said Sunrisers Hyderabad. So they had an argument on their first day of after their wedding. Would you believe? Was that strong? Quite incredible. Maybe the woman knows more than the man. Who knows? All right. So we're done and dusted. Punjab Kings are going to win. We're going to be shocked when we hear SRH winning, but we're saying Punjab Kings. All right. After that match, in a doubleheader, that means we have another match. And that is, of course, KKR versus, a team that... Well, KKR is certainly a team that's been disappointing as well, let's be honest. But CSK so far have shocked me. Somewhat. I call them Dad's Army. I noticed that Suresh says, you've actually got yellow. Are you a CSK supporter? You're from Bengali, but you're Bengali. But
no, not really. But of course, we all are MSD's fan because actually we are contemporaries. We have started playing cricket together since under 16 days.
Really?
So I know it very well. Yeah. So, but I think, of course, they are also a team who's getting old as day progressed. But the way they played those last 2 games were really, really fantastic. But I also think when they play in Mumbai, definitely that condition helps the KKR team because the kind of powerful batting they have, they always want the pace, they want the ball to come into the bat, the likes of Russells and all. And I got my doubt whether Russell will play or not because there's a big debate between Russell and Sunil Narine. Because he's also a very important member in this side, but they have to accommodate him in the first 11. So, but he will add. We all know his 4 overs are absolutely as precious as ever. but his value with the bat is no longer. I mean, it's also very important. So obviously, but still, but I'm not as you said, to get back to the answer of your question, I'm not a CSK fan, but I definitely am a very big MSD fan.
But you do realize you have a halo of yellow around you. Don't you see that, guys? There's like a spirituality going on. It's almost saying CSK is going to win. So I think you may be here for that reason. They've brought you here for that reason. But KKR, not unlike SRH, SRH have got just instability going on. There's fractions within that team. KKR, Brendan McCullum came out and was quite damning about his own side, wasn't he? He was damning. Was that a clever ploy to stir them up, or what? What's your thoughts, Vijay? Do you think that was a clever ploy from Brendan McCullum?
So, see, it could well be a ploy, but why does he have to make it public? He would have given them a dressing down in the dressing room itself, and the fact that he disagreed with Morgan publicly could be a ploy, because you can't run down your captain and then expect him to kind of shepherd the team right through. Morgan is a very experienced guy, so it was just. It happens. I mean, how do you know that Varun Chakravarti would have delivered in the next over? Maybe Morgan wanted to keep him for the later stages. So I will not go after Morgan at all. He's a wonderful captain. I want Dinesh Karthik to score runs, because he is very critical to the middle overs, and he is a wonderful finisher. And he can pace his innings very nicely. I mean, you don't get time in a T20 match to pace your innings, but Dinesh Karthik does. And if he gets going, and I wish they play Sunil Narine today, because Russell is just not firing. I mean, he is just not firing, and it depends. But I want Sunil to get a game.
Even sir, in the sorry, Norman, to disturb you, to take a cue of Vijay sir's thing, I think Lockie Ferguson has been also brilliant for KKR. I mean, in Dubai, I mean, in UAE edition. So he's someone who got pace and got wickets early up front. In Mumbai wicket, Lockie Ferguson could be also a good option.
Okay, I've got the sides. You ready? You ready for this, guys? Are you ready? Okay. I'll start with Punjab Kings. Rahul and Agarwal are opening. It's expected. Chris Gale is still playing. Huda, Puran, Shahrukh Khan, Enriques, Fabian Allen, Shami, Ashwin, and Ashdeep Singh. Okay.
So they've dropped Puran. Yeah.
No, Puran's on the side.
They dropped the two fast bowlers, Richardson and Meredith.
Richardson and Meredith, yeah. They both have dropped, yeah.
I'll repeat that. Rahul, Agarwal, Gale, Huda, Puran, Shahrukh Khan, not the actor. Mose Enriques, Fabian Allen, Mohammad Shami, M. Ashwin, and Ashdeep. It is a good side.
Yeah.
Now, Sunrise, Hyderabad. At this stage, they're putting Kane Williamson at 3. So Warner, Besto, Kane Williamson 3, KD Yadav, Shankar, Virat Singh, Abhishek Sharma, Rashid Khan, Bhuvi, Siddharth Kaul, and also Khalil Ahmed. So it's a strong top 3, but they're batting second, not first, don't forget. So I think Punjab Kings, Rahul and Agarwal, their last performance, they batted magnificently together, didn't they? They opened innings fantastically. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how they go. But Shahrukh Khan, I think he should, in my opinion, should bat higher in the order. Suraj, what do you think?
Yeah, because he's someone who has been great form in the domestic cricket with the white ball for Tamil Nadu, and whatever little opportunity he got in this edition of IPL, he's done really well. Last game he got 15 or 5 balls. Previously he got a 40+ score. Even the first game, in his debut game, he got a very few balls where he hit one of those few blows. So he's in good nick. So if someone who is in good touch, if you promote up the order, it's always a good confidence booster for him, and it's always a good chance for him to bat maximum overs and to deliver with the best of his ability.
Yeah, but okay, all right. So let's look at the potential results then. Naresh, KKR or CSK?
KKR CSK, I'll go with CSK. CSK has done very well. The last 2 wins were very convincing wins. They are back. The glimpse of the old CSK is coming back. A massive difference made by Moeen Ali at number 3. Suresh Raina coming back. He's known to be Mr. IPL. And Jadeja's form, all round form. So I'll go with CSK. KKR, I would just add to Vijay sir, we need Shubman Gill to get big innings. And yes, I agree with Surashi's that Ferguson and Sunil Narine should come in for Shakib and Russell.
Okay, early thoughts. We don't know yet, of course, but early thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vijay,
Yeah.
who do you think? CSK, KKR?
CSK on form, right? But I want KKR to do well because for the simple reason that there will be some competition. You KKR is a good side. It is not playing to its potential. If someone like Shubman Gill, yes, last game he was looking very promising. And he can deliver. He is the star for the future as far as Indian cricket is concerned. I would love to see him in action. Morgan is due for a big innings. Naresh, I mean, you can't keep a batsman like Morgan. For long. And like I said, I have great faith in Dinesh Karthik because he has always been an underrated cricketer. He has never had these opportunities whenever he has looked in good form. So here he is. There is an opportunity for him to take the CSK on. And CSK, yes, they're full of performers. But today, yes, CSK is good on paper, but I want KKR to do well, to win the game.
Going back to Owen Morgan for a moment, though, it's been a very, very long time since he scored a lot of runs.
Yeah.
It's actually more than just, sometime it's extraordinarily long. He needs to get his act together. In fact, he bats too low, I believe, in a lot of cases, or bats when he's least needed. They need him sometimes to go up the order and take charge, as a good batting captain should. A good batting captain takes charge. All right. You know what? If CSK don't win, I'm a monkey's uncle because Suresh, you have got this yellow glow going on. It's like some godly thing going on. You look like, when you're lying in hospital after you've woken up after an operation. I'm seeing you coming down on me with the yellow glow. Not giving me a kiss, though, hopefully. Maybe a hug, but no kiss. All right. With that beard, I think I could be in danger of getting some sort of a roughened up skin. It wouldn't be nice. Okay. All right. Naresh, what are you looking at? Naresh, are you texting your girlfriend? Look up. I can see you looking down. There's a known fact. People on air, that's the moment they text their girlfriends.
No.
Okay. All right. Back to the first game. Punjab Kings, in their wisdom against SRH. SRH, look, by our 4 decisions, are going to not win, but we'll never know. Second game, are we saying, Suraj, we're all saying CSK?
Now, considering the Wankhede wicket, I'm putting KKR a bit ahead of CSK because, as Sir rightly said, Morgan is due for a big knock. And I'm sure this kind of Mumbai wicket, Wankhede wicket is going to help the stroke, like the way Morgan and all this, Nitish Rana, Shubman Gill, the way up. They just want the ball to come into the bat because they're such a good free-flowing stroke players. I'm sure this wicket is going to help them. So in that regard, I'm putting KKR a bit ahead than CSK in Mumbai.
Tell the truth. Come on, come close to the camera. Come. So, nobody's listening. Tell the truth. You're from Kolkata area, aren't you?
Yes.
Do I need to say any more?
No, and also I worked a bit with KKR this year to spot a few talent as a scout with them as well. So I have to back KKR.
You have a fair argument to back them. Yes, definitely.
So you're saying, are you now responsible for them winning? You are now responsible for them winning, are you?
Yeah.
Are you taking
of course, I was a part of this scout squad. So of course, we have a discussion regarding players, and also I just hope this team will do well.
So in other words, if KKR win, you claim all the responsibility. If they
no,
lose,
not really, not really. I'm not that kind of person, Norman.
Okay.
When they do,
I'm just checking.
on the other hand, I'm someone. If KKR doesn't do well, I would like to rather take the blame rather than the credit.
We'll talk later. We'll see later. We'll talk.
Yeah,
later.
definitely.
All right. Okay. So 3C. I'm going CSK. I'm shocked that I'm saying that, but I'm saying that. Okay, I'm saying that. Don't shoot me. I know. Okay. Earlier I was saying KKR. Okay. Yeah. It's because of this yellow glow. This yellow glow was coming out of the screen. It's overwhelming. And I'm hungry. I'm hungry too. Where's that ice cream? Where's it? Show me that ice cream. Have you had anything to eat?
I have finished it. Sorry.
How did you do that? You were talking a lot.
That's my skill. I just went outside my screen and having a bite.
I actually saw only at one stage I saw your nose and no mouth. That was the moment.
Yeah, that was the time.
Disgusting.
Well,
Absolutely disgusting. Never on my shift.
well, boys.
I'm going to have the biggest pasta now. I'm going to have a big pasta. It's because of that.
I would say well bowled, Sir Rashish.
Thank you, sir.
Off cutter, he bowled an off cutter, yeah. Move a bit out, yeah.
No, I wouldn't say well bowled. You finished the bowl. That's what you did.
Yeah, I did that. While he was showing that crystal bowl, I was having ice cream in my bowl.
Never again. All right. On that note, it's been a great double-headed discussion, guys. I've enjoyed it immensely. Yeah. Go Punjab Kings, CSK. Let's have a great set of games.
Yeah.
I want Gale to score 100 when he bats. All right. It's been great having you. This is Norman Kochnek going to eat a big fat pasta straight after this, saying goodbye from Extra Time. Extra Time, is it a hat? Extra Time?
Yeah.
You get these hats when you're good looking. You only get the hats when you're good looking. All right.
Okay. I'm waiting for the courier.
Okay. Vijay, last word. Vijay.
Last word. You wear that hat to look good. We are the good looking.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. I think. I'll have to think about that. I'll eat 2 scoops of pasta. I'll be thinking about what Vijay said. It'll come to me. All right. Everyone, we're going to see each other very soon again. Norman Kochnek, Extra Time. Let's have a great doubleheader. We'll talk post-match.
Thank you.
All the best, guys.
Thank you, Norman. Thank you, Vijay. Thanks, Ashish. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.